The gentle caress of the pine leaves are woven into them. The sweet murmuring of the mountain stream flow into them. Listen. The soft croon of the east breeze have seeped into them. Hush and listen to a soothing song at dusk. As the sun goes down behind the gentle slopes of the Genther hills, and the fireflies bring out their little lanterns to the bamboo groves, the family gathers around the warmth of the hearth. It is a time for bonding, a time for stories, and time for the youngest members to be transported to the land of dreams. Lulled by a soothing song, the lullaby. There is something magical about a lullaby, the first music and first poetry to fall on an infant's ears. How many of us adults too can truly say that we are immune to the mesmerizing effect of lullabies? The magic is doubled when the lullaby comes from Meghalaya, a land so richly steeped in music and magic and mist. Where the moist, warm clouds from the Bay of Bengal invoke a gentle alap in Rag Megh Malhar through their long sojourn over the plains of Bangladesh, escalating to a fast drut as they scale the steep sides of the Khasi hills to finally break in a torrential crescendo at Sora or Cherrapunji, the wettest place on earth, where the clouds end their journey. In keeping with the musicality of the Khasis and the Janthas, their lullabies are highly developed musical expressions, imbued with well-conceived imagery, inspired by natural phenomena and allusions to animals of the forests, and supported by soporific devices.
The Khasi word for lullaby is Karwai Kan Oi Khon, which means a song cradling the baby, though the baby is carried on the back or in the arms and not usually in a cradle. Can they be considered as part of folklore and literature? We asked Desmond Karmauplang, renowned poet and folklorist.
Under folk literature, we have several sub-genres such as myths, legends, narratives, proverbs and riddles. And lullabies come under the broad rubric of folk poetry. And as folklorists, we give a great deal of importance to lullabies. We study them, we analyze their content, structure and the diction and so on. Not only because they have tremendous meanings to offer us, but because of the innate beauty that's there, which makes them so appealing. And the fact that you get lullabies everywhere in the world testifies to the fact that the appeal is really tremendous.
Unlike well-known European lullabies like Bye Baby Bunting or Sleep Johnny Sleep, there are no specific names for the baby in the Khasi lullaby, says Streamletkar, acclaimed Khasi poet and author.
Whenever a lullaby song is used by parents in Khasis, it often uses the term Khon, meaning son or daughter. It is a common gender which can be used for a male child or a female child. But if elder brothers or sisters rock the little sister or brother to sleep, we'll use the term heb, which means younger brother or sister, which is also a common gender.
Like lullabies anywhere in the world, Kasi and Gentia lullabies are rooted in the soil from where they spring. Here are the soundscapes of a couple of such lullabies from Desmond Carmarthlong's collection.
I have been fortunate enough to catch them, to record and document these lullabies in situ. That is, when the mother or the mothers are actually at work. So on 2 occasions, while the mother is working at the loom, weaving some textiles, and the clacking of the machine, the loom, adds a very mesmerizing kind of an effect to the kind of singing that she does.
Okay.
And yes.
So she's carrying the child?
The child on her back.
On her back. And she's working at the same time?
And she's working at the same time. And she sings. And while she works with her hands to produce some textiles, there's the sound of the loom as it clicks and clacks, and it produces an effect which is so tremendous, actually. The other one is in the paddy field, because women also, they invest a lot of energy in the paddy field, helping the menfolk there. So the mothers would actually make some kind of a swing using a cloth and tie the cloth to a sturdy branch, and they'd put the baby in there. And this impromptu made hammock would serve as the cradle for a particular period of the day, and she would swing the hammock to and fro while she sings, and then you'd hear the chirping of the birds. You'd hear menfolk shouting to the buffaloes. So it produces a holistic experience that cannot actually be reproduced in the studio here.
The lyrics of these lullabies generally reflect the oral tradition of storytelling in the Kasi culture, the storytelling acting as an aid in maintaining cultural traditions and intergenerational ties, particularly on a matrilineal line from grandmother to granddaughter. The lullabies are effective tools for early education too, and a repository for folk wisdom.
This is a beautiful lullaby where the child is made aware of the presence of the beautiful moon and stars. But being a mother, and that too, a harassed one, she tells her little one to sleep and cease crying, for the beautiful moon is looking down and scolding her for being a crybaby.
The world over, lullabies have formula words which are formed by syllables which are repeated, like lala, nini, nana, ai. In the Kasi and Gentia tradition, the most popular is oi oi, which will be found in many lullabies, be they of rural or urban origin. Says Desmond Carmarthlong of the Department of Creative Arts and Cultural Studies, Northeastern Hill University,
the generic nomenclature for the lullaby is Jigarwai Oi, because oi, oi, oi is being used.
And what does oi actually mean? Or it
has no meaning.
No meaning.
Actually. But it is onomatopoeic, which actually describes the sound, and it produces a soporific state that tries to induce sleep. So when oi, oi is being repeated to a certain kind of movement that the mother executes, then it produces sleepiness.
Streamlet Dakar illustrates with a song.
Oi, 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 oi. Tia, 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 tia. I mei la jan wan nang tai na lingkapan. Tia tu tia ko hep tips ngi ha met ikong jong pi. Has ngap kisur batyang ita de immer siang. Tia tu tia ko hep menta yo wan pat sa ukla. I mei ila jan wan tai na lengkapan. Tia tu tia ko hep tips ni ha met ikong jong pi. Oi 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 tia 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 tia. Like, oi, oi, it's repeatedly 6 times, and tia, tia also the same. Mommy soon will come from the potato fields. Sleep, oh sleep, my dear sister, on the back of your sister. Listen to sweet melodies, that was a fox. Sleep now, sleep, my dear sister, the tiger might also come.
There are some instances of popular folk tales being merged into lullabies, says Streamlettakar of the Department of Khasi, Northeastern Hill University, Shillong.
In some cases, the use of folk tale is shifted from the main area of folklore to a kind of a folk lullaby. It depends also on the wisdom of the singer who cradles the baby, how he or she twists the wordings by using the folk songs. For example, the folk tale O Maungwit Brew, the human eating a stone, is being shifted to a lullaby and often sung as a lullaby.
As if on cue, it is this very folk tale converted to a folk lullaby that a baby girl is asking her mother for when we walk in on them at bedtime. Mom, will you tell me that tale of those kids who were gobbled up by the man-eating stone? The baby asks.
Make na kwa si pamjung to china basang mo
Qua na banganya thuk khana khon
oi
shapang ju itugi khana basha ngoi homa
oi
ya ai khon men ya thuk khana ye phi shapang ju itugi khana ki basha ngoi homa
yeah
ali gen siam jonga
ka do
abe ali no basu kenja
Kirku Khan, that's the Jaintia word for lullaby. Spontaneous or composed, they reflect the immediate surroundings, flora and fauna, love and fear, cultural and historical insights. Interestingly, the lullaby need not necessarily be sung by a mother. Loving fathers and older siblings take over when there is a need. Do you know that a Jaintia lullaby way back in the 1950s caught the fancy of Bollywood? Let us listen to this archival recording in the melodious voice of Marvelous Masar, a Jaintia singer.
Oi, kan tia tia hamsi zalan. Oi, kan tia tia hamsi zalan. Gals nen gabay upa ya pi wadalana. Ki klor ubnai habnen ya bertai wapentgen. Ki klor ubnai habnen ya bertai wapentgen. I can tia.
The lyrics and the tune are so captivating that they were translated and sung as Chand So Gaya in the 1952 Hindi film Rahi, starring Devanand and Nalini Jayawant. The singer was Meena Kapoor. When we ask popular Jaintia composer Silbi Pasa about this Jaintia Bollywood connection, she breaks into song, eyes alight with memories of Ba Berrywell or Mr. Berrywell.
Almost all the background music of the film Rahi, starred by Devanand in Hede, was provided by Ba Berrywell Kandia. The music he composed for the song, like Chan Su Gaya and Iqbal Ruk Jana, were rendered by the famous music artists, I think Lata Mangeshkar, Muhammad Rafi, and Talat Muhammad.
Berrywell Kindia was a Jaintia music composer par excellence and a staff artist with All India Radio.
During the years 1952 to 55, Berrywell Kindia had joined the Bombay film industry as a film musician and music conductor. He was assistant director of music attached to the famed music director Anil Biswas. Lullabies induce sleep, no doubt, but they also throw light on the prevailing history of the time. Desmond Karmaplang refers to a particular lullaby indicating its historical setting. This possibly refers to the period of the Jaintia rebellion against the British in 1860 to 63, when the people had to undergo immense hardships due to the British scouring the countryside for the Jaintia rebels.
There is a lullaby that talks about the mother telling the child that she has to go to the forest in order to collect wild vegetables and wild pumpkin leaves to bring home so that she can prepare a meal. It suggests a very historical incongruity because Jaintia Hills is famous for paddy. Okay, and the staple food obviously is rice. But here is a mother who actually tells her child that she has to go to the forest in order to collect wild vegetables and especially wild pumpkin leaves. I have done a very detailed study of this particular verse, and I have reasons to believe that this particular verse was originated during the Anglo-Jaintia War, because what happened at that time, the British, in order to suppress the Jaintia rebellion, it was called a rebellion at that point of time, they set fire to paddy fields and granaries and food stores and so on. And people starved for many months altogether. And people were actually forced to subsist on wild roots and vegetables and fruits and things like that.
Dafinder War, a lecturer of English literature, St. Edmund's College, Shillong, tells us of an unusual Jaintia lullaby. This lullaby seems to be a mother's attempt to teach her child young.
Ongkani ijabe, ongkani ne wan uyo, ongkani panram pancha, petshaklo, bam dusla patho.
A rough translation would be,
This one finger says, "Give me rice, mother." This one finger says, "For whom is the rice?" This one finger says, "Let's borrow some. Run to the jungles and let's eat pumpkin leaves."
This lullaby is sung by the mother, who takes the infant's fingers one by one, starting with the little finger, going on to the next and the next, as the succeeding lines come, ending with the thumb and lifting it to the infant's mouth. Dafinder War elaborates.
The text suggests some kind of food scarcity. The reference being made to the pumpkin leaves tells us that pumpkin leaves are readily available in the jungles. Or we can have another picture. By making a child involved in the act of singing and lulling to sleep, it becomes more effective for the child. Because by the time the thumb reaches his mouth, he's already dozed or lulled to sleep.
Chesterfield Congwir is an eminent composer and an indefatigable collector of folk music. We ask him about the music component of the lullaby. How different is it from other genres he composes? He picks up his duitara and illustrates.
halap nek senyas ngating ya pipoi. I used to go and research for folk songs in different parts of Khasi and Jandi Hills, the whole area, in Meghalaya. So I went to the villages to check how do people hum a melody when they lull a child. I don't know whether by way of compulsion or by way of spontaneity, that a child should be lulled by any mother. Any mother should sing, should hum at least. She may not be a songster or a songbird, but at least she must know how to hum her child to sleep, right? Therefore, this humming line has become a noble tone that hums in my ears all the time. So the notes, the Khasi notes in folk notes always started with minor, minor notes or the melodious note. The third note. Everywhere I could find these notes. Therefore, I put them into music. Kakat im ya pi ban pen biang kapen sum pen sle kapen kelan priang ban kun ban su.
We ask Sweetimon Rinja, author and cultural icon, to provide us with a gist of this old favorite lullaby.
It is the custom among the Khasi to feed the babies with bananas. So, bananas are bought with usually seasoned bananas, not fermented otherwise. And far away villages, Bajar Day is only once a week. So, one bunch of banana is fit to be taken tomorrow and another bunch will be ripened afterwards. So they say, kakaji, kakajim. That means they put in reserve everything for the baby. And then kapensum pensle penkelan pnyang means that it is the usual practice among the Khasi that they use only mustard oil, duly heated, right, a little bit of ginger and garlic. And that oil is strained and put in the bottle, and after that they will rub with that so that the baby will be warm. They will be free from headache, sneezing and coughing and other things.
Christianity came to the Khasi Jantia Hills in the 1840s. It is surprising, though, that there is no trace of any Christian influence in the Khasi lullabies. But wait a minute. Linkit Lingdo, noted Jantia singer, categorically says that Christianity has definitely seeped into the musical and lyrical aspects of their lullabies.
I have been made to sleep from these Christian hymns. I can sing it for you right now. Jesus Christ u ityanga naka Bible ngatibha ki baret ki long jong u la ki tlot u klein ma u oi u ityanga oi u ityanga oi u ityanga ka Bible hi ka ong. My wife also is now using this song in the same style, and this is how we make kids go to sleep.
What then is the future of these treasures? Will they be as long-lasting as mother's love? Or will modernization attack their strong bastions too? Over to Desmond Karmoplang.
Modernization has greatly impacted lullabies in the sense that they have changed. I think it'll be a very rare occasion to actually see or hear a lullaby being sung to a child in the city situation. But in the villages, it's still there. The kind of cultural transformation that we are going through makes the survival of such things very unpredictable.
Young urban media person Lakantheo Watlang and her baby girl are singing together their favorite bedtime song.
Abe, abe, alino spoken jar. Iheb ilayam ban pen enru
Lakantiu is but a link on a long, unbroken chain.
Well, I would say I won't totally agree that the lullaby in a modern urban family is dying. Because, for example, I'm an urban Khasi woman, but it is a tradition in my family, right from my ancestors, so to say, right from my great grandmother. So, what happened is that we, the children, as we were babies, we have learned to sing before we speak. So these lullaby, they're there in our heart. It doesn't mean that you have to put into practice, something like that. So even me, like when I first got this little girl of mine, these lullaby, they just come automatically from the heart.
I can see your daughter is singing with you. I can see she's also learning.
This girl, you know, when she was somewhere in her 6th month, she started humming with me.
What is beyond debate is the need to study and preserve this treasure trove of songs from a place where music has deep roots. Desmond Karmaplang, folklorist.
You know, writers right from the last decade of the 19th century have been collecting lullabies, but a proper scientific analysis of these very beautiful verses has not been conducted so far. They have not really been studied for their diction, for the metaphor construction. We may look upon these verses as simplistic, innocuous, but they are not so.
The clock says it is close to 8 p.m. in Shillong. Time for this hill town to down the shutters and switch off the lights. At the end of a long day at work, a young mother tucks her baby under the quilts. It is time for the embers in the fireplace to glow warmly in the darkened room, to the gentle accompaniment of raindrops on the roof. It is time, once again, for a soothing song.
Kamit kenja nai yapi oi oi kukun oi oi kukun oi oi